Today is a day whether we see Arsenal getting back to winning ways or not. Are they going to bounce back to the winning ways? It's only God who knows this, and Arteta on how he's going to hit obviously plan up with Dezabi on how he's going to obviously line up at the Emirates. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. The Aston News Show is in here. It's the 17th of December 2023, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything concerning everything concerning Arsenal is on this channel. When you hear that is the Aston News Show, it's completely us talking Arsenal. But before we went into this beautiful video, we went ahead obviously put up the match preview on the side of Liverpool, because I went ahead obviously analyze it on the side of Man United on the United Matters channel, and went ahead obviously bring up how Liverpool will line up, which players are variable and which players are really not available. And if I told you an Arsenal fan outside there, this video makes a lot of sense for you, because you need to know what is happening in the camp of Liverpool, as a loss of Liverpool or a draw of Liverpool, if at all Arsenal wins against Brighton, gives them a very good goal as far as this fixture is really concerned. And you know why. You really need to know what is happening in your enemies. By the way, if you're supposed to really be successful, you need to know what your enemies are really planning, because Jose Mourinho had, Ricardo Faria, I just gotten his name, but that guy who was his first coach, had ways of really leaking into the opponents' rooms, and he could obviously get to know exactly what the opponents are really planning for the teams and their game plans. Then it really made it easy for them to obviously beat the sides that they met. So it's very important for a player or for the manager to know exactly what is happening in the opponent's camp, and even for the fans. Now, we are here to bring you Arsenal versus Brighton final touches, how the final preparations for this game of football really went down at London Conley. And we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. Guys, continue to subscribe. We have to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this year. And also, that is the deal that we went ahead obviously to agree on, and we're here to obviously bring you the latest news and information as far as all this is concerned. Let's see close to 200 likes smash on this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get it off with what Mikel Arteta had to say. Before I get you into that beautiful game, the beautiful professionals of Arsenal versus Brighton, I have something in here for you on what Arteta said about this beautiful game of Brighton versus Arsenal. And oh my God, it shouldn't be like this. It should be the ability. So we start off with the ability of Arsenal to obviously bounce back after a defeat of Aston Villa. Arteta has told us that we will try to play our best. We love winning, and the team is desperate to do something it takes to win games. We showed that against Aston Villa, when in my opinion we were the better team and should have won the game. We will try against Brighton, who will make life very difficult for us for sure. So I really understand when Arteta says they were the better side. And I told you what obviously stopped Arsenal from really doing that win. I told you the wing play of Arsenal was really not creative enough. Saka and Martinelli. And sometimes they should understand that it's not all about you scoring goals or having very many shots on target. It's all about being unpredictable. When you get that ball, don't do the predictable. Don't be predictable. Like you go all out and really say, I want to take this ball to the forwards, to the defenders. Sometimes find out an easy pass for Martin Odegaard. Make quick passing, and really those rondos that you make in the game will obviously help you really build up something different. So that's what Mikel Arteta is talking about, that they went ahead to really be the better team, but they never won, and Brighton is going to make it hard for them to obviously do the needful. But the moment they really make it easy when it comes to quick passing in the final third, I think the movement and passing and mobility is what really stopped Arsenal from winning that game. But if at all their mobility was like that of Gabriel Jesus, because for Gabriel Jesus, his mobility on the pitch is next to none. We all know that. And he's one of those players that you'll obviously want to see every time really do his job, and he does it. But how many balls do Bukayo Saka and Martinelli really release to this guy? So I think that's what Arteta has been concentrating on this time before Arsenal went into for this game, because it's really very important for them to really adapt to that. He asked on the importance of a win against Brighton with Liverpool coming up. He said, like every week, in the end, we have to play against every team. The schedule is what it is now. The schedule is what it is right now, but we have 2 big games coming up. And then we have as well the 28th and the 31st. So this period is vital around this year, around this moment in the year. We will try to win every game. That's for sure. That is it. So, talking about trying to win every game, he's hinting about Liverpool in 2 senses, because today Liverpool is hosting Man United and he knows exactly what it means for them to win against Brighton. When Arsenal wins against Brighton, they'll go on top. That will pile more pressure to the team of Liverpool as they go ahead to take on the side of Manchester United. And they know to it that if Arsenal get a result, if United get a result against Liverpool where they draw, Arsenal will comfortably be sat there on the top, knowing that their next fixture is going to be against Liverpool. And for Arsenal, it's always very good to win your battles and let other teams also win their battles. If Liverpool win their battle against Man United, the better. And Arsenal just has to go ahead and really make sure that they win their battle against Brighton and they win their other battle against Liverpool. So I think if Arsenal puts this in its favor, then the rest will go on as planned. And what makes you think that other teams should beat other teams for you is because you've not gone ahead to win your battles. The moment you win your battles, you cannot obviously pray for Man United to beat Liverpool, because you know I am going to play Liverpool twice. If I find Liverpool and I beat it twice, it won't come nowhere near me, right? But if United stop Liverpool a little bit, then it will be something important for Arsenal and it will be like a bonus, you know? But Arsenal primarily needs to go on and do the needful. So let's obviously go on and see how the team of Arsenal went ahead to do the final touches of their training practice at London Conley before everything really came on as it is. This is Kai Havertz and Saliba, you know, 2 players that I believe are going to start as Arsenal takes on Brighton today. Then Kai Havertz and Odegaard walking on the field of play. That is Odegaard and Kai Havertz. And guys, there is something you need to notice, right? These players are coming in pairs according to where the positions they play in. Most of the times, when I've gone ahead to show you these pictures of training, you've seen Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes a lot. You've seen Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, and Odegaard a lot. Do you know why it's like that? Because he wants them to obviously gate the connection even off the pitch. He wants that chemistry to build and know each other more and more and more. Because by so doing, when they're really doing stuff off the pitch, Odegaard might tell Kai Havertz that, please, I really wanted a pass, you know, last time, but you never really gave it to me. But when you see me making such a run, do this, you know. And Odegaard will say the same, that when you see me doing this, do me a pass like this, you get? And they'll obviously try to innovate a lot. And you see, this is Zinchenko, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Jesus. And you see Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli very more often together. Do you know why? Because those three are really the front line of Arsenal. They need to be communicating well on and off the pitch, and that's what Arteta is really building. And it looks like Jesus was pointing at Zinchenko and trying to issue him a very serious warning as they headed onto the training pitch. This is Bukayo Saka, all smiles, looking like this is going to be my day. And I think he's really going to be one of those players that will really cause a lot of havoc to the side of Brighton. With them not having a Stupi and the left back, I think it's not going to go on well for the side of Brighton on that side as Bukayo Saka takes on that guy. Mikel Arteta, all smiles on during the training session that made it the last to go ahead and obviously face the side of Brighton. Then Arteta again, all smiles, and this is Emile Smith-Rowe, one of the players that I really feel he gets back to field fitness, and this injury proneness just gets him off the ball. Because if he goes ahead to obviously do this and be available, the attacking prowess of Arsenal will become more and more sharp, because they'll be having a player who can kill off big games. You know, Arsenal is lacking a player who can kill off big games, like how Emile Smith-Rowe did in the season of 2021-2022. They need him back. And by the time he obviously got back, he really got an injury, and he went and he was sidelined for like a month, but he's back. We wait and see how everything is going to pan out here onto this team of Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhaes all smiles during the training session, but he has a very big job to play as Arsenal plays against Brighton, because João Pedro and Ferguson and these casual strikers in there for you. Declan Rice obviously trying to obviously make a tackle, and Arteta trying to obviously issue instructions to Declan Rice that I would like you to do ABCD. And remember, one of the reasons that Mikel Arteta went ahead to tell Declan Rice, that convinced him to sign him, that I'm going to make you the best midfielder in the world. And when Arteta tells you that he's going to make you the best midfielder in the world, one will worry a little bit and ask, when was he the best midfielder in the world? I don't believe that he hit his potential. That is it. But a manager like Arteta will obviously let you know what failed him becoming that player that everyone expected him to be, because if you're talking about talent, he was talented. Press resistant, he used to score those goals, he was a captain, he used to do everything. But in the due course of his career, and him being a coach, he'll obviously get to know what really failed him. And that's exactly what he's telling Declan Rice, that what failed me was when I reached such a position, I thought of shooting, but I wouldn't have gone ahead to shoot. I would have gone ahead to do the needful. So he was obviously issuing him instructions during the training session. Arteta again, all man on the job, issuing instructions to the players of Arsenal in there for you. Then this is Kai Havertz. Obviously, I think he was taking on Aaron Ramsdale during the training session in there for you. That is Zinchenko, obviously trying to really find a pass through that looked really line breaking. Then Zinchenko schooling Emily Smith-Rowe that this is how the craft is supposed to be done. To master the craft, you're supposed to be doing ABCD. Remember, this is the best baller at Arsenal. When it comes to the skill set, Zinchenko is really wild. He's really mad. He's miles apart. Zinchenko is levels when it comes to obviously using that ball. He's very comfortable, and that's why he has gone ahead to obviously find himself into those positions. This is the goalkeeping Arsenal. Is it Pena? Yeah, Pena with David Raya, and they have a very huge history altogether. I think they're together at Blackburn. So he wanted to sign him at Arsenal in the summer of 2019-20, I think the summer of 2020, but they failed to obviously get him as the new Arsenal goalkeeper, and they went in for Aaron Ramsdale. But Pena has a very good relationship with David Raya, and he recommended Arteta to obviously go ahead and obviously get him in to improve the way of play at Arsenal. Bukayo Saka spreading his hands wild in protest of something that had not gone right during the training session. Then this is Rice, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Magalhaes. You've seen it again, that Rice and Kai Havertz are in the same photo. So he keeps them together for a reason. Ben White obviously holding his cheeks in disbelief because something unreal had happened during the training session there. Saka looking on. Then Declan Rice seated on the ball as he watches on other players really go ahead to obviously do the needful in the training session versus Brighton. And this is Saliba obviously with Kai Havertz during the training session ahead of that game. Then Edin Ketia battling it out. I think is this guy called Walters, right? Walters. He was obviously battling in out with Edin Ketia. Then Nketiah obviously celebrating, looks like he scored a goal during the training session, and he's looking sharp. Having gone ahead to score a beautiful goal against PSV, he just can't look any sharper than this. Then Trossard obviously dribbling towards the opponents, and he was really marauding to the final third of the training pitch. And this is Martin Odegaard, captain of Arsenal, versing Edin Ketia, and Odegaard is the master of the craft. Him and Zinchenko are the master of the craft at Arsenal. Saka taking on Nketiah. Two graduates coming in from the Hell End Academy facing off during the training session as they prepared for the game of Brighton. So it was really fun at the London Conley training ground for Arsenal, because look at how Saka goes ahead to celebrate. he goes on to celebrate, and I think he had scored a very beautiful goal, because it's known very often for players to celebrate during the training sessions. You know why they don't? Because it's obviously one of those moments that is usual. But when a player scores a goal that is really unreal, right, he has to celebrate. And I think Saka had gone ahead to score a spectacular on the night. Jesus also in action celebrating, because I'd gone ahead obviously score a very beautiful goal. Looks like it rained and poured at the London Conley as far as the forwards of Arsenal were really concerned. Then Saka and Leandro Trossard doing the needful there to obviously hold up one another in peace. So that's exactly what took place at the London Conley, and I hereupon call you to tell me your reactions about Arsenal versus Brighton final touches in there for you as Arteta calls in for a bounce back against Brighton. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name, and good night to those going to bed, and those still awake. We might find ourselves really putting in one more. So keep it the Rokani Media Football. I sign out for now. See you later. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. The Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ.